For today's exercise, you're going to draw one object at a time. Okay, one object only. And I'm going to choose the bag, only focus on line. But you still start from the biggest shape. For over here, I'm going to draw it simple. And if you draw something simple, you're more likely it's going to change it. If you invest lots of time into it, less likely it's going to make any changes. So make it simple. Like I'm putting a little rough shape like this. Now I'm going to start thinking about, how I'm going to change it. Last class we talked about, we always change it at least 3 times. What about I'm going to move it here? Like that. You never know. After you move it, you put it, the mark on the paper, you might be like the idea. You just have to make the changes first. That's definitely a bit too much. How about make it a little smaller? Coming back to the center over here, I'm going to make it a bit smaller, like this. How about here? A little bit smaller. And I'm going to add a couple things here. Is everything you put on the paper now is a little rough. It's rough ideas. No, I want to make it a little bit lower. I do like the idea. And coming down here. Right? All those are, you can talk to yourself when you're doing this. But you don't have to. It's look so much. How I'm going to do it? It's kind of dirty. So no, it's just fine. No, I have to go to the next page. And then you go through the process again. It's with the next page. I cannot finish it. That looks so dirty. No, it's just fine. The way it is fine. Okay, what's the next step? We're not going into the detail yet. We're still staying in the big shapes. What's the next step? Yep, proportion. We have to measure it. A roughly proportion. We make sure that the height of the objects compared to the width is the approximately correct proportion. Let's do it. I'm going to measure the height. I'm going to just measure over here, the height over here, compared to the width. I'm going to measure the corner over here instead of the corner on the right hand side. I'm going to take that, that's good, the height. Now I'm going to rotate it. It's about this much longer, the height. From what I see, it's this much longer, the height to the width. I'm going to take this part and rotate it. Now I can see, originally I thought it's actually a little bit less. I need to put it down the left and the right. Now I can see, now I define the left and the right, like that. And now we know the top is right here. And then the right side is right here. And also we talk about angular measurement. So now you know over here, we use the angle. Roughly look at the angle coming down. It's about this angle coming down from the left to the right. So you can getting the height of the right corner. And the same thing over here, you are using the angular measurement to look at the angle of that point. So you can find this angle. Now, on the right side, there is another straight line and different angle. So I'm going to, looks like a half of this line. This line, half of this line. I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to take that, the left portion, I'm going to rotate it. I'll take a look. Now, it's way less than half. So about way less than half. That's about only this much. This much. So I'm going to take this part and moving over here. Now I got the right side. Then I'm going to put this here. Now this is half. So it'll be a little bit shorter. So I'm going to moving this a little bit lower to meet the line a little bit less. Now this fine. This part is fine. Now I'm going to be ready to go into getting more details. Like the corner over here, this line is pretty short right here. And now what I see over here, there's a gap in between. And the gap over here from this point to the corner over here is the same, looks like the same from here to there. Let's do a little measurement. I'm gonna take the left over here compared to the right. Wow, exactly the same. So what that really means is I need to move this gap a little bit more to the left. Right? So keep asking yourself questions. Is that correct? Is that right? And just, if you don't get the answer, do it, measure it. Okay, now get into almost the middle, vertically, almost the middle, lower than the middle, there's gap. So I'm going to roughly draw that is the opening. So that's just good. From here to here, and takes a little bit more than, way more than probably 2/3 of this length. And as I'm going to cut it into 1, 2, 3, and then that is the handle coming up like this to this corner. All those, we are not defined any details, any lines yet. We try to create a proper relationship so that we can invest more time in the detailed drawing. Now on the back over here, the skirt starting from the angle from here to there, probably about that angle, the other handle on the other side, right there, like this. That looks like this wider than the other because the perspective. We already know the angle of this line is coming toward a little bit left, not straight vertical. When you get to this point, and the next step will become much easier. And the next step, what we're going to do, we are going to focus on small area. Now we're going to look at here. Okay. That portion, that's good. Stop that. That's what I'm saying. Don't draw many lines. Just draw one line at a time, okay? And now make a little curve now. Look before you draw. And coming over here and going to this angle. Look at that. A little bit going. Okay, good. Okay, wait a minute. There's another line under here. Let's draw that too. Then come over here. Angle change a little bit like this. That's good. Now start going up a little. Stop a little bit. And going up a little. This line. And stop. Now I come back over here. Now starting at this point. Now a little bit more and more looks like real objects, right? Because the detail that you put in, I think you can stop your drawing from here. Now if you want, you can erase the line that we have to construct this drawing at the beginning.